I have heard, as you can imagine, over 35 years, still going strong, every possible lame, stupid, sinful excuse to end a marriage. It's a parade of people who want out, who want to sin, and they got to come up with some reason, and they do, and they're all dumb. Dumb. And so I've heard them all. I've pared them down to the top 10. Now, you've heard all of these top 10. I know you have. They're all through our society, because society, unlike God, could care less about marriage. Who cares? You're falling out of love? Stop, quit, find somebody else. They don't realize and they don't care about the carnage involved. The only reason God says stay married is because, of course, it glorifies Him, but the alternative is awful. He wants to save us from that. So I'm going to go over these one at a time. Now, the surprise won't be in the excuse. You've heard these excuses. What you haven't heard is how to respond to these excuses. That's what Dr. Clarke is for, all right? That's why I've been brought in. If you can tailor your responses to these people and make it similar to how I respond, I know you're going to have impact. And that will please the Lord. Now, one caveat before I go through this list, and it's an important one. I am not condemning or judging in any way anyone here online who has been divorced. If you were involved in the divorce, now maybe it was done to you, it's not your fault at all, but if you had any kind of responsibility, you know what? If you've confessed that sin, God's forgiven you completely. He wants to restore you. What I'm concerned about and what God is concerned about this morning is the marriage you're in now, current marriages. And He wants those to be the best that they could possibly be. So, without further ado, I'm going to run through my list. I entitled this, Speaking Truth to Powerful Stupidity. Because when people sin, they're stupid. When I sin, I'm stupid. When you sin, you're stupid. All right? Let's just be honest. Okay, stupid excuse number one. You've heard this a million times. So have I. I don't love you anymore is the excuse, the statement. Like that covers everything? Not good enough. My response is this, or something close to this. Wow, poof, your love just disappeared one day? It's gone because you stopped feeding and caring for it and nurturing it over time. Your spouse did contribute to this tragedy, but so did you. Tell me what you did in your marriage to kill your love for your spouse. You see what I'm doing? I'm turning it back on them. They don't want to have this conversation. They want to make the statement and have you go, oh, well, okay, well, if you don't love anymore. I don't love my beautiful blonde every minute of every day, 38 years of marriage. Sometimes she drives me nuts. I'm here to tell you. She's not here in this service, so I can talk freely. Chris, don't talk to her. It's a commitment. It's a pledge. I love her most of the time, but this is no good reason to get a divorce. And so I'm asking the person to, you tell me the choices you made over the last 2 years, 10 years, 20 years, how long it's been, that in fact killed your love for your spouse. Because love is really a series of choices. You can choose to love or you can choose to not love. I could look at Sandy. God knows you could look at me, all the quirks I've got. You can't imagine. If you want to start being negative and look at the stuff you don't like, oh, it's there. Plenty of material. That's what this bonehead has done. You know what? Doesn't work in my office.